All right, guys, I'm on a run right now and thought hit me. So I'm going to go over what a strategy preferred equity stock represents and how it relates to the traditional bond market. So most bonds and fixed income instruments, even perpetuities like those issued by Duke Energy in the post-World War II era, are financed by future cash flows. So the expectation that the coupons will get paid is largely a result of the future expectations of the earnings of the company. And they have collateral backing those bonds, but typically these bonds, even AAA rated bonds like those issued by Apple, aren't backed by that much collateral, more so the future expectation of cash flows. In Apple's case, these are AAA rated bonds, only about 3x over collateralization by the actual corporate holdings. Now, when you got something like, sorry, I just saw 9/11 driving through. When you have something like strategies, Bitcoin-backed preferred equities, you have things like Strife that are 20x over collateralized by Bitcoin, which is the world's hardest monetary asset, and we can talk about that later. But the point there being that you're not actually relying on the future cash flows of strategy for these bonds to be repayable. And then when you think about the actual structure of the common equity stack, you've got the common equity, which represents a future claim over the amount of Bitcoin per share at some point in the future. So if the common equity has any value whatsoever, all of the prefs are money good. Maybe not Stride theoretically, but any cumulative pref is money good. And taking that one step further, when you think of something like Strife, if Strike has any Stretch or Strike have any value whatsoever in the principal, then Strife is in fact money good. That principal, that coupon payment will be paid. So I think people are underestimating the safety of these bonds. Right now, people aren't buying them because their volatility is so linked with that of Bitcoin. I think moving forward, people will realize that Bitcoin gets chopped in half and the collateralization ratio of Strife goes from 20x to 10x. No one really gives a shit. It doesn't matter. And that's the collateralization of the principal itself. That's not the over collateralization of the coupon payments. So, there's hundreds of years worth of dividend payments embedded in the entire value of the Bitcoin underpinning Strife. So that's really a very safe bet. I like that. I think a lot of people are looking for an entry below $100 again for Strife. Thinking about like that in a bear case scenario, I do think MSTR will probably trade down to NAV here in the short term, or it kind of gets stuck around NAV. But people are underestimating the safety and security of these products. And that's not because of necessarily the creditworthiness of strategy per se. It's about how the prospectuses were written, how strategy has to buy them back on the open market if they want to retire them. Thirdly, because the Bitcoin is in fact the best form of collateral there is, in the market. So those are my thoughts.